Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting edition of Gaming and Leisure Voice. I'm John Cash Philippi, your host, and we have Tim Flachmann and Debbie Hawkins with Bepoz, which is a POS system from Australia. So we're really excited to have them here because, as many of you know, POS in the casino industry is a very limited field. So we're excited to really open it up and talk a lot more about this new system. But before we do, let's hear a little bit from our sponsors. So let's pause for that. Agilicis delivers state-of-the-art software solutions and services that help casinos achieve high return hospitality by maximizing return on experience through interactions that make personal profitable. Agilicis will partner with you to implement the right hospitality solution for you, whether that is cloud or on-prem, best-of-breed point solution, or fully integrated ecosystem. Discover the power of high return hospitality and delight your guests, retain staff, and grow your margins. Visit agilicis.com for more information or to schedule an initial consultation. Welcome back. Well, Tim, Debbie, Tim, why don't you start and introduce yourself?
Oh, hey, I'm Tim Flachmann. I'm with Bepoz, and I've worked for about 25 years in the point of sale industry. And I originally founded POS Nation, and then sold that in 2009. I started working, did some other things in between, and then worked for Bepoz starting in about 2014. So I've been about 10 years working for this company. I'm sorry I don't have the Australian accent of the Australian company. I have a U.S. operations. But yeah, very nice to be here, John. Really appreciate the invite.
Well, thank you. And Debbie, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, John, it's hard to believe, but my career in gaming and hospitality now has spanned over 40 years. Shockingly gone fast. But when I first started, everything was done manually, and gaming only existed in Nevada and a few other places around the world. So it's been quite a ride to be part of this massive industry growth and the technology transformation that just seems to keep going. I've worked with or most of the US hotel gaming companies in C-level positions in finance, IT, development, and also created the Infor Hospitality Division, where we developed a lot of industry best practices around their solutions. I continue to consult on a variety of projects, hence my working with Bepoz. And I write for Gaming and Leisure magazine on different subjects, including executive health, because I believe bringing your healthiest self to whatever endeavor you do enhances your likelihood of success. So I have 3 daughters and 7 grandchildren, which bring a lot of joy to my life. But today, I'm mostly excited to help introduce Bepoz to the U.S. gaming and hospitality industry. As we all know, competition makes everyone better. Thank you.
That's true. That's definitely true. And I've been trying to get healthier, so we should probably talk after all this.
That would be great.
Well, Tim, before Bepoz began sponsoring GNL Voice, thank you, by the way. We very much appreciate that. I heard about this company just in little bits as a POS system out in Australia that had been working with casinos, but that was all I knew about it. Could you expand on it? Because that's all I knew.
Right, right. Well, so Bepoz is a 50-year-old company. So you haven't heard of us, maybe. Some of you have, and some of you haven't. But we're been around for a long time. In fact, we've been around longer than most most of our competitors. Again, we entered into the U.S. market in about 2013. In the last few years, that through a lot of mergers and acquisitions, we're now part of the Ulio Group, which is the largest point of sale company out of Australia. There's about 550 different employees. It's a global company operating quite a few different point of sale systems globally, and with offices in Australia, New Zealand, UK, and of course in the US. So that gives you a little bit of background on us. With and we operate in a lot of different industries, of course, because we have different point of sale systems. But a primary focus of our U.S. office is casinos and really drilling down into this industry.
That's excellent. Now, what really separates Bepoz from other POS companies, and how is Bepoz going to really compete in the U.S. market? Because I mean, we do have some pretty good POS systems already in place. So how are you going to compete, and what really separates Bepoz?
Well, there's a lot of things that separate us, and I think if you think about uh, some of the things that may be lacking, that we hear lacking, are both features and service and support, right? And so the ability to be nimble in the industry, to bring change to the industry and to bring new features and technology to the industry. So one customer example that I could tell you is Star Entertainment Group in Australia. Now we have US casino customers as well, but let's talk about Star Entertainment Group, which has 3 different casinos, 850 different stations, all running many different revenue centers. And they chose Bepoz because we were able to be nimble and give them options that they couldn't get out of other systems, right? We have 12 different integrations that we're integrating across all of those different point of sale systems and operations. One big database, they can centrally manage all of their systems, but we give all that with a local feel for service and support, right? So you're not calling some call center in another country. You're not waiting for hours and in some case days for support to be able to get answers for your problems. You're calling into a call center and getting somebody, most of the time you're getting right to a person, very few callbacks. And so that kind of feel with an enterprise system is not really in existence today in the casino industry, but also not a tiny company that's running out of their garage or something that's, something very small. This is a company that has a global presence, but yet has the ability to deliver goods and services in a very boutique way.
Well, you mentioned Star, and Star is huge in Australia. I know that. Now, things like that have uh, all sorts of entities, like in interfaces, and all sorts of. How does Bepoz interface with all the different systems? I mean, that's one of the big problems with POSs in the United States right now is you can't use Clover, you can't use Square, you can't use them in the United States because, well, they don't interface with our hotel systems. They don't interface with our gaming systems. I mean, is Bepoz set up for that?
Yeah, and that's one of the beauties of a company like ours and our background. So again, being around for 50 years and having a lot of development and a large organization, we're able to bring those integrations. So we either integrate with or are in the process of finalizing integrations to every major player system in America. We have integrations to most of them already and have with lots of them for years. But we integrate to PMS systems, we integrate to security camera systems, we integrate to, online ordering systems that have our own online ordering system. So there's lots of different integrations that we have, and we're continuing to add in order to address the US market as well. So many of the integrations that we have in Australia just transferred right over. Some of them did not. Some of them needed to be rewritten, and some of them we needed to add. But we have a ton of integrations already.
Oh, that's excellent. That's going to be a real game changer for you guys as you come into the U.S. market even more than you already are. So, what are some of the key features that are missing that you see that are missing from the United States markets that you think Bepoz will fill in those gaps?
There's a lot of different things that Bepoz does different, right? And so we could talk about this for a very long time, but we'll try to hit some highlights and kind of address some of those. But I think one of the things that we've heard is that reporting and data and analytics is one key piece that's missing in current systems. We've had some people say, look, we want to be able to get that 360-degree view of a customer. And that 360-degree view of that customer or that player is when they're in the gaming, but then they go in a restaurant, what are they doing? And I know every single transaction that happened about them. Because we have very open access to data, we can be able to get you that 360-degree view of the player. We already hold that data on that player for every single transaction they have. But data that's just kind of entry level for Bepoz, because Bepoz is a data system. It allows you to be able to access data about just about everything and be able to build KPIs for just about anything. So I could tell you what are your best products, your best employees, and maybe even your best revenue centers, but not just best in the way that you might think of best. Let's say best as in we've done a lot of reporting to build out things like what are the products that are driving customers away? Because now I know who the player is. I have statistical data to say who's not coming back because they ate some appetizer that wasn't very good, right? For instance. So there's all sorts of data pieces that we could bring to the table that you just maybe can't get out of that other thing. Now, the other thing that we do is, let's say, advanced players. We're trying to help you better take care of your guests and give them the best experience possible. In doing so, what if I could give you the ability, many times if I was integrating to a Light & Wonder or a Konami or, Aristocrat or some other system, then they have points and comps and those kind of things. But what if I wanted to do other promotions for those players and say, hey, if you're a Diamond tier member, you get, $1 off draft beers or free appetizers on Tuesday with an entree or some other promotion, let's say 25% off a draft beer every day because I'm a Diamond member. Well, as soon as I grab that player information, I know what tier they are. I can control all the promotions and all the rewards that they get outside of the things that they're getting from their player system. So we can give other tools. Now, those are just a couple examples of other tools that we can give to help augment systems that don't exist in current environments in US systems, right? And that, again, those are just a couple examples. There are many more things that we do that are not like other systems in the US.
Yeah. What do you see as far as key features missing that Bepoz will bring to the markets?
Well, I heard about Bepoz from some friends in the gaming industry in Australia. And so, of course, before I wanted to recommend them, I had to do my due diligence. So I went out and spent a couple of days with Tim. And there's several things that I thought were made a big difference. First of all, was just the depth and the breadth of their solutions. Tim described it once to me as he brings a dump truck, which maybe isn't the best analogy, but it's true. Like they have a lot of different solutions that people need. I think their responsiveness, how quickly they service their customers, that's important to them. Tim touched on the data structure. And, in my career, data analysis and being able to get at data and data management has always been a challenge. So finding a company that was very important to them made a lot of sense to me. And the way the designs are done, it enhances that. They already have a lot of interfaces and integration, and it doesn't seem to be a challenge for them to add any more of them. The other thing I like, John, is they only do POS. So you're not competing with, other development. When you need something new done with Bepoz, it's going to be super important to them. And I guess last but not least is it was really refreshing to meet Tim and understand his background, his actual passion for the POS industry, and his love of it. So the leadership that they have there for the US is really important, and it's just what I think is needed by the industry.
That's excellent. Tim, I guess my biggest question now with all of this, it seems like you have the golden path coming into the United States. Have you seen any real obstacles moving into the United States with Bepoz?
Well, I think one of our challenges has been, just breaking into the casino market. And we have adoption in other sectors, but breaking into the casino market, getting adoption, and getting some people. We do have casinos. Don't get me wrong, but getting widespread adoption and getting our name out there. This conversation with you is part of us getting our name out there in a wider spread audience and helping people understand that there not only is that third player, but that there's a third player that really has some meat on the bone, that there's really something there that is worth looking at that you haven't seen before, that really can be a game changer in how you operate your business. I'll give you an anecdotal story of one of our U.S. Casino clients. And for anybody who wants to talk to us, we can give the letter of reference. But one of our casino clients said, I've been doing casinos and working in food and beverage and casinos for 27 years, and the install, and I've done every major system out there. But this was the easiest install I've ever done. And so we just need that word to be able to get out, to say there's another player that does really big stuff and can really help us achieve the goals that we have and make us a better business. One of the things that I realized recently is that, in a lot of casinos, the food and beverage could be as much as 20% of the revenue. Well, wouldn't you want to treat that 20% of your revenue with the care that it deserves? If it's it's almost a quarter of your revenue, this gives you the ability to really hone in on that and take it to the next level and help drive the revenue. Again, giving the tools. One of the other ways, Debbie said, I said it's a dump truck as opposed to, let's say, a wheelbarrow. But the other thing that I talk about Bepoz is it's a big toolbox. There are a lot of tools in the toolbox that you can use in thousands of different ways. It's not just a point of sale system. It's not like your average point of sale system. We have basically a framework of tools that we can bring to bear to bring a lot of different needs. And so it's a really cool tool to be able to go into casinos and be able to use those tools to better their businesses.
That's excellent. And Tim, Deb, I feel very educated right now about Bepoz, and I know the audience who's watching this definitely has a lot of food for thought, and I'm sure they're very appreciative of the knowledge they've gotten from the show. I know I am, and I'm definitely going to be thinking a lot more about Bepoz in the future, and looking forward to seeing you guys out there. Any closing thoughts? Anything you'd like to say?
Well, John, I just appreciate your time and being able to take this opportunity to spend a little bit of time with you. Again, I think it's just exciting to be able to tell people about what we do and get our name out there in front of people and let them know that there's another option that they can explore.
Well, and John, the only other thing I would add is a thank you to you again for your time, but also just always to Jeannie for what she's created with Gaming and Leisure Magazine and the opportunity for all of us in the industry to get together and learn about new solutions and network together. It's just been impactful over all the years that I've been involved. So thank you to both of you.
And thank you, everyone. This is John Cash Filippe with Gaming and Leisure Voice. We've been talking to Tim Flachmann and Debbie Hawkins with Bepoz. And till next time. With over 50 years of global experience, Bepoz delivers comprehensive point-of-sale solutions tailored for casinos, powered by a robust enterprise platform with all the integrations you need, from player rewards, PMS, and camera systems to business intelligence and more. Bepoz seamlessly connects your operations. Our solutions cover point-of-sale systems, online ordering, self-serve kiosk, mobile ordering, pay-at-table options, QR code ordering, KDS, inventory management, enterprise reporting, and beyond. Backed by exceptional U.S.-based customer service and support, we ensure your casino's operations run smoothly and efficiently.